Just before I leave Flodden, let me show you something that I've never noticed before in my previous visits. The Flodden battlefield trail opened by Lord Joicey, that is Lord Haw Haw, the last man to be executed for treason in the war in Great Britain. Yeah, opened by Lord Joicey on 19th July 2004. They live in Ford Etal, and that is the massive scam that is the church with the German woman in it, that is Dorothea Jordan, providing around 20 concubines and children to replace the German monarchs should anything happen to them. That is how Germany conquers people. Yeah, that is Lord Haw Haw, trained by Oswald Mosely, the biggest fascist in Europe, who got Britain into the black shirt uniforms like I am wearing today from the New Zealand colonies that are just slaves to the Queen. Yeah, she's a German too. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning, and there is the battlefield trail and the signposts like the ones that take the book burning teams into fucking Berlin in those massive Indiana Jones movies. That is the book burning scenes when Adolf Hitler walks past them. Yeah, all of it is parallel for the Rothschilds burning all of the books. That is how to take over the world, Queenie, a right royal scam. And all around us we have Nazi advisors and propagandists. Yeah, that is the Kuenberg woman that has now taken over as the head of the BBC political reporting efforts. That is Boris Pfeffel. Yeah, that is the Prime Minister, that is the Nazi, that is in Hitler's bloodline tree, which is why we have been given a coronavirus since the coronation of the Queen of England, who's married to one of the biggest Nazis in Europe, who in 1937 had his sister killed. That is, his sister Cecily was killed in the plane flight to Berlin to visit Adolf, their cousin. Yeah, that is Adolf Hitler, the cousin of the Queen of England. And that is the death of Prince Philip's sister in their secret meetings and the funerals that they attended in Berlin in 1937. All of them are Nazis, and this is the second time that Germany will have conquered the the English nation by planting people. The time before was in 1714, and they've done it multiple times through the history. And if you want to see that on the internet, look up George Lees's German monarchy in Europe, and that is Berwick Castle, and the monarchs ever since they go right back to the launch of the Lubavitcher families into the north coast and the Baltic coast, and that is the Norman conquest right across Europe into Britain. And the Germans are absolutely superb at always seeing the bright side of losing the wars. Always in peacetime they are active. That is the launch of Hitler Rothschild's cousins that are Boris Johnson on the family tree for Pfeffel. Yeah, and that is the family trees that descend to Pfeiffer and Pepper. They descend That is Boris Johnson's names in translation, and they descend to Adolf Alois Hitler. Yeah, it is a massive scam, and that is why everybody is forced to be coronavirus victims. That is the coronation of the Queen of England and the launch of the crooked BBC for Lord Haw Haw, yeah, to spout his fascist tails off, yeah, at the meeting places where the fascists still meet. Yeah, that is Crystal Palace, all the places in London that were in the Bertie Wooster movies, and all of them are double agents in every war. Yeah, that is the traitor, that is the last treasonous execution. Believe that if you like. They are still wandering this earth as a menace to it, and that is what Boris is. He is a Nazi, he is a relative of Adolf Hitler, and he's a master racer from the Swiss region. He went to Switzerland to be a school teacher. Sorry, that is the Australian schools, but he is from German descent, and that is the Rothschilds, and that is Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, and he was, I forgot about it, and for years and years and years I've forgotten about it, he was the original director at AG Farben. That's Bernhard the Nazi, and his woman is called Juliana, and that is the launch of Mayor Juliana in the 9/11 bombings. It's a lovely fascist syndicate, and they are prime ministers as Nazis in England. Do you understand it now? Yeah, and the gods are beginning to appear around this venue. Yeah, when you see them lined up like those strips, that is why they hang the people in white gear in all of the movie clips, because that is them getting rid of the gods, and that is them fighting and naming the battles like Flodden in the culling of the Norse god Odin, and replacing them with a Christian vicar or a pope who's one of the world's Nazis. They are in it for profit. Yeah, they are in it for the land grabs, which is why Pope Benedict and Pope Francis have been the biggest landowners in world history. Yeah, along with the Queen of England in the third position, even today. 50 million a year, 25% pay rise every year on that work-free scam. Yeah, that is the coronation of that German queen in 1937, is the launch of the coronavirus. For profit by the people that are able to issue the money to themselves, Boris, you sad bastard. Nazi bastard. Yeah, and it's a wonderful and beautiful place, really, despite the sad circumstances. Yeah, and everybody still rants on about it, and nothing ever happens. All over the world now, the rich people are richer than ever, and they are in charge of the politics in their country. No rainbows today. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is that Lily Allen is the love child of Harry Enfield. That is Cholmondeley Warner. Yeah, that is the massive Glorious Revolution, the launch of all of those Protestant people into the churches, yeah, and them privately worshipping in Catholic churches, because that is them avoiding execution as the king, yeah, for believing in the religion that the Pope believes in too, and all of it is a massive piss take, because Piso wrote the Bible and he is the biggest cause of death in world history for religious divide and conquer. Right then, I think we'll stop and get back to civilization. And fuck knows where I go. Right then, Battlefield Trail. Yeah, and the church at the bottom of the hill, where all of the people were consecrated before they were buried. All of it is locked up. You're not allowed to visit it in case you get the virus, or you get the real idea of what those people died for. Yeah, they're still walking around in the pubs with their Harris uniforms on and their New World Order icons on their black gear. Sorry, I should not be preaching from that pulpit. Yeah, that's Holofernes and the Punch and Judy shows and all of my band videos that explain that. That is the Jew killing of Holofernes, so that by I forget what the name of the woman was, she got him drunk on salty cheese, and then she slit his throat as a Jewish spy. That is the Punch and Judy show, and that is Judith who murdered Holofernes the Jew. No, she was a Jewess, and she murdered Holofernes in the armies in Asia that were taking over North Africa. And those videos on that topic, that is the launch of the Haka for New Zealand and the religious beliefs, and all of it has been banned by YouTube for 6 or 7 years. Yeah, and they are massive war criminals now, and their support of the Boris regime is just the same. I've published all of the Corona coronation story and the launch of the BBC in recent months. All of them have had to put that up, but Harry Enfield gets my videos blocked on the war crimes right into Iraq. That is the scam that is Lily Allen, and many of the people that live and drink in Coldstream are on Lily Allen's videos, with the Jimmy Nail videos and the Crocodile Shoes songs. All of them are buffoons, and that is the bane of the world. Yeah, they take their cash for being Lily Allen. They take the piss out of Jesus for him being in orbit for 2,000 years. That is the Lily Allen songs that have been barred and banned on the internet. Cholmondeley Warner is the name and descends to the Duke of Roxburgh's women. Yeah, and I told her that the other day, and she said, "How did you find out?" I said, "It's on Burkes' peerage. Take a look for yourself." Right then, signing off. Bye bye. See you in Coldstream if I ever get back there.